A lot of Nigerians are complaining about the price of fuel these days and they don't know why it is increasing. First, petrol was a little over 700 naira per litre in January, but just 2 months down the line, which is today, it's over 1,300 naira a litre. Same country, same oil. So what exactly changed? Because if you think of it as Nigeria being Nigeria, we have the oil, we have a refinery. Why are we paying higher price? Then you're missing the point. The truth is the price you buy fuel at in Lagos is not decided in Nigeria. It's decided thousands of kilometers away. But before I get there, let me use the central bank to explain. There was a time when central bank changed the naira notes to a new one, and then everybody had to struggle to change the old notes they had to this new one. What happened? Scarcity. People began to run helter-skelter, and they were using 5,000 naira to buy 4,000 naira of the new notes. It happened in Nigeria. Though it was not legal, but it happened. That's how it is. Oil is also a scarce commodity. It's not every country that has it, but every country uses a byproduct of oil, and one of those byproducts is petrol. Right now, there's tension in the Middle East. Iran and Israel are in the midst of a hot war, and US also is backing Israel. Now, what does this mean? The Middle East is one of the highest producers of crude oil, which is where petrol and other things are gotten from. Now, when conflicts like this escalate, oil becomes a weapon. Facilities get attacked, production gets slowed down. Matter of fact, one of the biggest gas producing plants that they have in Iran has already been attacked. And this will cost billions to fix, meaning there will be shortage of gas and shortage of oil supply in the entire world. So what happens? Naturally, the price of crude oil per barrel goes up. Not just in one country, everywhere, whether in Nigeria, US, UK, everybody suffers the cost of the rising crude oil price. But you see, it is worse in Nigeria because we are battling on two fronts. So the price of crude oil explodes. First, we have exchange rate issues before we now talk of price of crude oil. Even Dangote refinery will only help on some certain fronts. You see, if crude oil is sold at $80 per barrel and the exchange rate is 500 naira to $1, the price that will buy PMS at petrol station will still be low compared to exchanging $1 for 1,500 naira. The price automatically triples. Of course, we used to have subsidy before, but not anymore. On the first day of the current president's administration, he abolished it. So what then is this of Dangote oil refinery in all of these things? Well, you see, Dangote oil refinery will ensure that the price of the dollar to the naira is at least stabilized if it does not drop rapidly. Because even Dangote buys oil in dollar. Not all of his oil is from Nigeria. And when he sells, he exports also in dollar. Other African countries and countries outside Africa buys from the refinery too. So the refinery does not make the fuel cheap. It only changes where the oil is refined. That's all. Once you understand all these things I just said, you stop seeing fuel price hike as random. You start seeing the system behind it. So your question is no longer, why is fuel expensive in Nigeria? Your question becomes, what am I going to do differently now that fuel is more costly? Are you going to reduce movement or try to make more money? Because the price of fuel affects the price of every other thing, from food to business to rent and everything around it. What are you going to do?